those members. So who do we have on the line right now?
So it's Malcolm with Mash Mafia Powerlifting and the Barbell Life podcast.
And Travis Elliott, Mash Mafia Weightlifting, sponsored by Long Hair, don't care.
That's pretty good. I like it. Thanks, guys, for dropping by. So this is the recap edition of how to get into the rack position. So before we get into some of the gains, just real quick, Malcolm, they've probably seen your video that we cut up, but could you talk about your mobility and what you were trying to do and where you are right now?
So back in the fall, I was really interested in increasing my squat strength. So a lot of that had to do with increasing my core stability. And one of the ways I wanted to do that, increasing my back strength, was to do front squats. But for me, a huge issue with front squats was that I could not get into the right position at all. So reached out to Doc and really tried to work on starting from the hand more distally, releasing the wrist and elbow and allowing me to get into a better rack position. And since then, I've been able to get into so much more of a comfortable rack position that I think my max front squat's gone up from probably in the 340s range up to close to 400 pounds. So, I mean, considering how much more my back squat was at the time, it was kind of ridiculous that it was that low in the first place. But I think that being able to be in the right position has helped a lot. So now I'm messing around with some cleans and continue to improve it, but just get better.
Okay. Good times, man. And Travis, could you talk about your experience as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys might remember me did a podcast with Doc many months ago now, talking about a tremendous amount of inability to get into a front rack receiving position and the elbow pain that came along with it. So where I began with Doc of almost bailing out of every clean, let's say 90% of my cleans due to a tremendous inability just to receive the bar, and as a weightlifter, you've got to clean. So we began to do a tremendous amount of exercises, kind of diagnosing why I have a faulty movement pattern, which may be leading to the pain I'm feeling, and really began to restore function. So at this point, I've had 2 competitions in the past month, one really, really bad, one pretty well. Hit new bar, completely pain-free. So we're at a point now in my training where my function is better, and we're still working pace.
Okay, cool. So real quick for like pointers, out of all the different things, like the different, the different exercises, the different strength programming, mainly for you, Travis, we were talking about different ways to do it, like T-Rex push-ups, everything like that. Could you talk about like the 2 best or the most effective things that worked for your training to get into the rack?
Certainly. Yeah, started out and just from my background, I have not like Doc in the box over here, but a very minute exercise science degree. I thought, okay, there's something wrong in the elbow. It's the source of the pain, or maybe tricep. And we began, the first thing you programmed was a lot of isometric holds with you can call it a bamboo bar or a band bar, whatever you want. Piece of bamboo, string a bunch of kettlebells with bands every time, but just doing isometric holds in split position for jerk and overhead position for snatch. And the first thing I learned is like I put the bar down after probably 6 minutes of repetitions, and my forearm would be a fire, just burning. And 2-3 minutes after that, 0 elbow pain. So the first thing I began to realize it's my wrist extensors. So that was huge. And then we programmed with that T-Rex push-ups, or just a push-up with very extended external rotation at the very top and tight elbows in the descent and wall walks like any CrossFitter does to learn a handstand push-up. And just forcing the elbow to become extended under load, just began to reprogram, and it really started to, like I said, fix function, and now we're really addressing pain management, so which is important to me because I can deal with being in pain. I can't deal with not doing my sport.
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome. And how long was it before you started seeing the difference?
2 to 3 weeks of noticing that something is going right. Kind of how you know how something's going wrong. You can kind of tell something's going right. And then about 6 weeks after day 1, was probably the fastest improvement where you can be like, man, you can actually get into a rack position. Like, that's working. So it takes a little bit. It's just like a weight loss journey. Like if you keep looking at yourself, you're never going to notice it. When your teammates are like, look good, you know something's being going right. That's about the 6-week mark.
Good times, good times. And Malcolm, what about yourself?
So for me, it was just a revelation kind of that my wrist flexors were so tight. And so, I mean, I pushed back the first time that we spoke. I'm like, oh, shouldn't I be starting more proximally? Like, shouldn't I be starting more towards the shoulder and the chest? And you said, no, like, really work on the hands. So just, like, doing the hand stretches, even getting down doing the finger stretches. So doing some hand stretches one time, and Dylan Cooper was like, well, yeah, just you can add on to it. Just add some finger stretches and stuff and do a little bit of that. And then just being more constant in the position. So I think one of the things that you did and was really helpful for me when I came to visit with you was just actually working through the movement pattern. So kind of breaking down the exercise that is the front squat. Just like everything else, like you have to have a strong motor pattern. And so a lot of the issues in my front squat while I would get, like my front rack position would falter because my back was faltering and my hips were faltering and they weren't engaged like they should be. So I was doing a very smooth squat. So just taking some time, and for a couple of weeks, I just did squats to progressively descended boxes like we did when I was with you. And that helped a lot in just like enhancing the motor pattern. It helped me a lot to maintain my elbow height. So now when I front squat, every time that's what it looks like. It just, the elbows are up. People will comment to me like, oh, that looks like a squat. Like, oh, you front squat, like a weightlifter. That's very strange. So now I need to incorporate that and do it well and do it with heavier weight. So
good times, good times. And so for some of the goals, Malcolm, where are you planning on? What are you planning to do next for the next progression? You were talking about probably not competing, but what are some of your goals?
So so when I started this calendar year, my goals were to squat 600 pounds, deadlift 700 pounds, and bench 400 pounds. So I deadlifted 700 pounds, and I benched 400 pounds, and I squatted 572. So I didn't quite make my third goal yet. So now I'm in the process of kind of just like going back to the drawing board. Not even going back to the drawing board, just like going back through another cycle. So my squat went up 30 pounds in 3 months. So I'll go back and do another cycle. Right now I'm preparing for step ones. So the first board exam for medical school. So it's not necessarily going to happen right now, but hopefully in the coming months, that'll be what I'm practicing on. And then also, I'm really interested being at the Mash Mafia gym. It's hard not to be interested in the Olympic lifts. So I'm interested in learning them to understand them, not necessarily to like be world class at them right away, but to understand them, especially help out and teach more. So as I kind of understand more about the movement practice, being able to explain it and talk to people about it. So having Coach Mash around, having awesome weightlifters, Don McCauley, having him around, there's a lot of just knowledge and building. So it's, I got to get some of it.
Yeah, man. And you know what really, Travis and Malcolm, it pissed me off on Friday. I was feeling myself. I was like, oh, yeah, deadlifting 325. And I was like, that's not even half of what Malcolm deadlifts.
What was that?
No, I said I was deadlifting 325, and I was like, oh, wait, that's only not even half of what Malcolm deadlifts.
Yeah, you can't what Malcolm's pulling. I mean, that's insane. That's like me going into training every day and being like, man, Damron snatched 55 and I missed 111 times. I should probably quit weightlifting.
That's the problem, Travis. I just ate a cake afterwards. I was like, forget this. I was like, nope. I was like, you know what, Malcolm, you made another horrible human being feel terrible about themselves. So I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah,
but you're lifting pain-free.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
True.
But,
hey, I felt all right after that.
The intensity is always up. So literally, you show up and you can't not go hard.
Any of your listeners out there, I'm gonna go put it out there. If you think you can come by the Mash Mafia and have a light day, maybe have a deload week, have a little bit of easy training, catch a pump session, come on down. Address is online. I I'm gonna prove you wrong. I guarantee we'll have you snorting lines of C4 and every pre-workout there is. Tear the gym down. You'll PR every lift. That's how we roll.
Yeah, I don't think I've come for a day and not PR.
Dude showed up yesterday. One of our members that's been part of the, he's a junior, snatched 130. Best is 130. 8-kilo PR, just crushed it. Took one attempt at it. It's like, I got that. And he came back and smashed it. First day of the gym.
Oh, you guys are ridiculous down there. Ridiculous. So, hey, Travis, could you talk about a little bit your 2 past competitions, how it went and everything? Now, I know you talked about the first one that didn't go so well. And by the way, I saw that Instagram video when you were hyped after you missed that lift, but I was still laughing. How'd it go?
I've got demons inside or something. I don't know. First competition, we had a great contest as a gym. Trying to get back to the community. We're trying to take weightlifting to the front line of just not what you see at CrossFit. We want to do big things with weightlifting. So we're trying to be active in the Winston-Salem area, Greensboro, put on things for the community, let people know about us, let people know that it's a fun alternative to collegiate sports. Like if you're 6 foot, you're not going to make the NFL. Maybe you might be a great weightlifter. If you're 5'11", come out. So we held we have a team meet at one of the local venues around here. It's actually a really cool barbecue restaurant that has like an event room. We put on a weightlifting contest in there, and I did terrible, man. I threatened on bombing out again. Warm-ups were really well, and just any weightlifter knows you don't put it together on the right day, and you're 2 attempts in, and you're still messing with your openers. So kind of took training Monday as a chance to kind of redeem myself. Went to my first meet out of anything affiliated with our team. So I drove into Greensboro, which isn't far from our training facility at all. Went to a great gym there. Shout out to Out of Step Barbell. And let's see, I went 5 for 6 or 4 for 6 with a clean and jerk PR attempt. So took 131, first time I ever put on the bar. Good clean, solid rack position, felt great, and actually missed the jerk behind me, which is brand new.
I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
Brand new for me. So overdrove it, got real excited. Snatches were okay. I'm still having trouble with snatches, and I don't think it's so much of the elbow as much as I don't have 10,000 reps under my belt. So a lot of the teams help me with that, especially shout out Tom Sumo. He's just like, dude, 10,000 more reps, you're going to be perfect. So
How old is Tom? Seriously, how old is that man?
I think 19.
19. Old. Yeah.
Lord.
They're all 19. He's got an old soul, but he's 19.
Ridiculous. Yeah, man. Well, that's pretty good. And overall, what did you learn from that competition experience? Are you going to be waiting a couple more months before doing competitions, or what's the plan?
I've got, for anyone in your area that wants to come down, just throwing everybody out there today, CrossFit Postal in Boone, North Carolina, which is my hometown, as well as Coach Mash. I know friends up there that run the gym that are putting on a weightlifting contest. Waiting to hear back if it's USAW certified, but it's going to be a good time. So April 30th, I'm competing again. And what I learned from meet to meet, if you're going to compete back-to-back weekends, or really just anything, is eat. Man, I got my calories up. I weighed in for the first meet at a light 90, and I weighed in, maybe lighter than that, I weighed in closer to a 94 when I did the other meet and just performed better. Just, like Shankle's always said, it depends. It's not about how you look in the mirror, it's how the total looks. So work for your total. The body composition will come if you're an athlete.
if you try.
Yeah. Don't eat pastries every other day.
That's my downfall.
When in Rome.
That's true. That's true. Then that sounds good. Then what we're gonna do is this is like the wrap up video for you guys. You have been the first ones to test out this course, so it's going to be going live in about 2 days for the first 7 students that are signed up. So we'll see how that goes. And
it's going to change. Those people are so lucky. It is going to change your weightlifting ability. If you are a weightlifter or a CrossFitter that weightlifts, or if you are a powerlifter that wants to put a bar on the front of your body and be a yoked gorilla specimen and just throw it around. It's gonna help. It's gonna help. I don't care. It's gonna help.
I think it's just it's having the opportunity just to have this knowledge at your fingertips and have a good team behind you that you can reach out to and is incredibly responsive. Like, Doc, you've been amazing in terms of just like being there and pumping out content and knowing that it's just going to continue. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens and helping out in the future because like we talked about a little bit before, the goal, and Travis Mash talks about it a lot, but it's about the barbell. But it really is about movement, and at least both of us are now. Actually, Travis is in the health direction too. This Travis, and we're all about getting people stronger and healthier and living longer. And this is just a good vehicle to do it. So I'm really excited. Looking forward to see what happens next.
You 7 people are so lucky. No more K-Star videos. You don't have to be on YouTube for 11 hours a day. Trying to remember what one thing was to do.
Trying to figure it out. Sometimes
you ain't got to do that no more.
Just ask the exact question, and it'll probably be there. You probably don't need to ask, but
you may not have to.
Yeah. That's good.
Man,
so lucky.
Much appreciated. We're going to be checking in on how you guys have been doing for the rest of the year. Big things with Mash Mafia. And man, so we look forward to seeing all this, and we'll be catching in with you probably in a couple months for sure, man.
Yeah, I'll let you know when that looks halfway decent. it'll be a while, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's probably the next progression.
Yeah.
I think if I can catch it clean with a full grip, I'm gonna drive to Virginia and kiss you, dog.
That's the next thing, man. We got to do it. I think, yeah, we're close. Just a couple things, and we'll see after this video. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you guys in the next couple of months. But thanks again for stopping by. Before we get out of here, where can the good people find you guys at?
Well, definitely check out the Barbell Life podcast also, and checking out on Instagram at DRMK18, Dr. MK18. So, yeah.
And I think I'm going to make an appearance in the Barbell Life soon. So you're going to get to hear my caffeine-fueled rage speak. It's going to be great. First of all, always go over to Mash Elite Performance at Mash Elite Performance, because without the guru, without the Don and the Godfather, the rest of us are nobody. And then go check Temper Tantrums Instagram at Trav Goes Lifting, TRAV Goes Lifting. It's a journey, baby. We're walking it.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. We'll be seeing you guys soon.
Okay.
Thanks, man.